Well, Bruce was brought to me by John Hammond, a great A&R man, and he played his music for me, and I saw him as a real original. I mean, someone who was not just the new Bob Dylan or another Bob Dylan. That was the kiss of death in those days. And so I was excited. I signed him, and I get the album, and I just saw a video that Bruce did in my honor, which touched me because he said, you know, Clive heard my album, and he called me up and he said, you know, there's no radio hits on this album. Could you try to take a shot and maybe one or two more cuts? And Bruce said, you know, I didn't retreat into the normal artist ego. I said, you know, maybe he has a point. And he said he went on to write Blinded by the Light and Spirit in the Night. So he called that a real good call. And you know, Bruce, when I first signed him, he stood very stationary. You know, it was not that he has since become the greatest, to me, live performer in rock music. Yeah. And I was trying to show that music is not that every few years you get the media saying music is dying. And so I took over a theater in LA for 7 nights. I put all different artists together, Miles Davis with Bruce Springsteen, with Johnny Mathis, and classical music. Anyway, Bruce comes on this stage. It's an enormous stage, and he was just standing there. So in rehearsal, I went up and I walked him from one side of the stage to the other. I said, you know, when you play a place like this, you got to take advantage of it. Fast forward, 2 years later, I found at Arista we were not connected. He was still on Columbia, of course. And he played The Bottom Line, and he invited me down. You got to see what I'm doing now. And I went down there, and there was the great Bruce Springsteen emerging, jumping on tables, you know, so live, so energetic, so compelling. I was amazed, and the show was over. I walked back to his dressing room, and he looked at me and said, so Clive, did I move around enough for you tonight?